Your move, your move.
What's up, guys? It's Shoutout here with our man Mark yet again, wearing the coolest hat in town. And he has a very unique deck profile for us, so I'll let him take it away.
Hi. Today I'm going to be bringing Plunder Labs. There is one guy, I forget his name, I'm really sorry, who inspired me to play this. I like trying to make the Plunder engine work with whatever deck I can make it work with, and Labrynth was kind of like basically free after the tins. So I saw the guy. There's a video on YouTube you can look at. It's a 52 card list of Plunder Labs, and I liked it, but 52 cards, I can't play 52 card lists. I don't know, more power to him, but it's not for me. So I managed to get it down to 40, and I guess, you know, we'll see now, see how it works. So we've got the Plunder side of the deck. We're gonna go, turn these around. 3 field spell, 3 Plunder field spell. It's great, discard outlet, and obviously gets you into all your Plunder stuff. It's nice to see. And then 3 Whitebeard as well. You want, in this deck, you want to discard the Whitebeard off of the Labrynth hand traps. If you go second, that's great. You can turn 0, set up some Plunder combos. It's fun. We go 2 of the Golden Hair. Obviously, with it being another tuner, level 4 tuner, gets you into all of your Plunder synchro plays with the Yord. It's important. Also, it has the effect of the discard from if it's engraved to summon it. Discard the Plunder name from hand as well to summon it. It doesn't come as much in this just because you run a lot less Plunder names than usual Plunder lists, but it's still, it comes up, it's useful. And then 1 of the other 3 Plunder names. It's just good to have the names. Obviously the Redbeard, best summon off the Whitebeard on the opponent's turn. You can then go into more Plunder extra stuff. Black Eyes, cycle with your grave to get your resources back. And Bluebeard, free extender. I tend to use it more in this just for the discard 1, draw 1. Obviously, it's good to just have you can proc more effects off of your Labrynth hand traps. Get some value out of them. So speaking of the Labrynth side of the deck, we have triple Shandrag, triple Stovey Torby, 1 Coup Clock. Those are the hand traps of the Labrynth cards. Obviously, these are great. Ideally, you see these with Whitebeard go second, and you can play on your opponent's turn, set up a sort of, you know, like a minimal kind of Plunder board, and then set your Labrynth stuff ready to go. Coup Clock at 1 is fine. I think even Lab lists, they play at 1 sometimes, so I think that's cool. You can search him off the Lab normal summon for level 4, which is this one here, Ariana. Ariana's great. With it being a 4, obviously you can go into your Plunder synchro plays with it. You can summon, summon this onto the field, get the Lab hand trap, and then you discard the Lab hand trap, plus if you have the Whitebeard in hand, you then Whitebeard some Golden Hair, synchro into your Yord. You can do your Plunder line through that, and you'll have the Lab stuff set as well on the field to start going off on opponent's turn. And then this one, this is not really an including normal Lab list in Plunder Lab specifically. This is actually full combo if you open it. It's like 1.5 card combo based on how many traps you play, I guess. But this discards a trap to special summon a level 4 fiend from deck. So this is brilliant because you can pitch. I mean, I run specifically, I'll show in a minute, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. That's a great pitch. But any of the other traps as well, like all the different Lab traps or like Imperms and stuff like that, evenly matched pitch, summon Whitebeard from deck. Synchro into Yord, then Whitebeard effect, get Golden Hair, and you can do your Plunder line through this, and then set up your Lab stuff to play on their turn as well. For the big Labs, we got the 2 Lady and the 1 Lovely. I think again that's pretty standard with a lot of Lab lists as well. I mean, obviously in pure Labs it can play 3 sometimes with this, but for the purpose of this, it works great. And then we have 1 field spell and double welcome, double big welcome. I think this is fine. These are fine at 2. Obviously the highly searchable settable, all your hand traps get you to them. You cycle the welcomes quite easily as well, and the bounces off the big welcome is nice. It specifies you need a level 8 fiend on the field for the bounce with the grave effect, but obviously all of your Plunder extra deck monsters are level 8 fiends. So that's a nice synergy, and they lock you into fiends from the extra deck too, but your extra deck is all fiends, all your Plunder names. Chaos Angel, stuff like that. They're all fiend monsters, so you're fine to be locked into fiends with this. We have the discard outlet. This is the best for discard off the field spell, discard off the Ariane effect to summon the level 4 fiend from deck that we mentioned. The Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, triple of that, and then the 1 Cobalt Eagle. Really, you don't want to see Cobalt Eagle. You want it in deck, otherwise this is just a dead graveyard effect. Basically, you banish it from grave once per duel, which kind of sucks. I wish it was like once per turn, but it's once per duel. But banish this from grave, add the field spell, add the Eagle. Say you add the Plunder field spell to go full Plunder combo. This is a discard for the field spell then. Or if you add the Labs field spell off of it, then that's great too, because you'll have maybe already have had the Plunder field spell at that point, activate the Labs field spell, then on opponent's turn you get that extra pop, which also triggers all of your Lab graveyard effects and everything else to start cycling all your resources. I think it's pretty good. And the fact, I think you run the Cobalt Eagle specifically, it's a level 4, so if you do open it and, you know, say you have like the way to summon the Golden Hen and you can normal summon this and you can still do Plunder combo with it. So it's not, you know, it's not completely dead in hand, but it may as well. You'd rather not see it. If you do, it is a level 4 still, so that's nice. Then it's just onto the random traps that we have as obviously they're good, but also it's discard outlet for the Ariane too. So triple imperm, it's the only hand trap we like, you know, apart from obviously the lab hand traps that we play. Double evenly, this just gives you a chance to go second. I think go second if you don't open Whitebeard lab hand trap, it can be quite rough, but you can still play. And then we go with the Daruma and the D-Baz. I mean, these are just, I think, the 2 best traps to cover all the different matchups possible. Obviously, link-based matchups, you got Daruma and any other the extra types, D-Baz. That kind of covers a lot of ground there. It's the best you can do with just 2 traps. The side deck has obviously a lot more of the trap toolkit that labs tend to use, but this is good just for main deck. Onto the extra deck, we go triple of the Blackbeard. Standard in all the Plunder lists, I think you need 3. You go through them quite a lot. They're great, gets you some draws on your turn, on your opponent's turn. It's good to kind of churn through the deck with and make the monsters, which obviously these 2 Moerk, 2 Lease, 2 Bran, and just the 1 Yurd. I think 1 Yurd is fine. You can cycle it quite easily. You can even, if it gets removed from the field, if it gets popped or whatever, when it goes back or face up on the extra deck, you can still summon it from face up extra deck with the Blackbeard effect. So even then it's cyclable, but obviously through its normal use, it will get rotated back into the extra deck by its own effect. So 1 is fine. Then for the non-Plunder extra deck, we have the Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel's great in this deck because you have this light level 8 Lease, and you also have the Lab Hand Trap Stovey Torby, the level 2. That makes obviously 10 Chaos Angel with both effects, which is nice. And the Stovey Torby summons itself back on whenever a monster loses a field by your normal trap effect. So you get the Stovey Torby on board quite easily. And if your Lease survives the turn, you can go into Chaos Angel and kind of close out the game with that. And it's just a good card to have with obviously all your other synchros, making your synchros unaffected by monster effects. Stops your Bran or whatever getting ashed, which is nice. We have the Dragite. Spell Trap Negate. Plunders needs a Spell Trap Negate. I want them to get a wind ship that has a Spell Trap Negate, but you know, until then we move. This is the guide to Spell Trap Negate, or Spell Negate, but yeah, we're I guess, you know, we can make synchro rates quite easily. We have the Waters Engrave fairly often. It's a useful toolbox thing in the Plunder deck. And we have the Muckraker. All of your cards are fiends, so Muckraker just makes sense to get some resources back. We have SP obviously as well. It's SP Little Knight. What can you say? It's good. And Baguska on the unlikely event. We get Drolled, Shifted, whatever. We just can't play basically 2 level 4s into Baguska. Gives you a chance to live another turn and go then. Also, another thing as well, mention Shifter, also remember. If you do get shifted and you have a Lab Hand Trap plus a Whitebeard, you can chain Hand Trap and Whitebeard discard, and then the Whitebeard effect will still go off and you set the trap. So you can still play. You can even, I've seen some lists do run Shifter as well, so you can even Shifter your, like, and then chain the lab hand traps. But obviously that isn't today for our list, but it is a tech option you could have with this deck. Onto the side deck, I'm not gonna lie, I've not given this much thought. It's just kind of thrown together. I'd like to say that I've really kind of like labbed it out and really, you know, tested it and come up with something clever, but it is just kind of what I feel like makes sense with the deck. If you feel like you can do better than this, then go ahead, because it's not a crazy side deck, but I think it works for current meta and the deck in general. So we've got the triple droll, the triple nib, the extra evenly, so we go for the 3 when we go second, and then we have the toolkit of traps of Erad, Magic Deflector, Different Dimension Grounds, Full Force Virus, and this one's specifically for Plunder Labs. I think this is probably the only bit of thing I've actually like a bit of spice I've included. The Spiritual Water Owie. This being able to be set off of the lab cards is nice. Obviously it's hand knowledge and hand rip. You can use this to dodge targeting as well on, say for example, like an imperm on your Blackbeard. When you if you declare Blackbeard effect to make a monster in, like, I don't know, their draw phase, you can get the draw off as well. And then they're going to imperm your Blackbeard, and then you can just tribute Blackbeard. And Blackbeard doesn't need to equip to get the summon of the monster, so tributing him fine, dodges the target and gets the effect off still. Or just any of your other Plunder names, like, I don't know, say you've got a Redbeard set up as well, Redbeard effect, they want to negate the Redbeard, tribute the Redbeard anyway, get a hand knowledge, get a hand rip. I think it's good. I think normally, I don't know if I'd include it in specifically Plunder Labs, this being able to be set off of the Lady Lab is nice, so it just makes it a bit more useful. It would have been searchable, it's not just relying on drawing it. And then we have triple rivalry. This will just straight up win you some games with the Plunders putting a token on the opponent's field. If they're not on like Unchained or Labs themselves, putting a Fiend token on their field and then flipping rivalry can just absolutely dumpster some people, so that's nice. Also, rivalry just in general can be a nasty floodgate. I think more and more decks now can run Tikaboo, so having a deck that, like, obviously, I mean, you do lose to Tikaboo yourself, but having a deck with rivalry in, like, you know, you counter a lot of stuff there. So yeah, I think it's an easy include. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
It's time! Let's go!